Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alright, so welcome to another breakdown of trade analysis, trade ideas, and what's coming up next in the week of 8/10/2024. Let's see, today is Sunday, 8/10/2024. We're just starting out with the market open, and some of the cryptos, they're going to be closing here at 7 p.m. Eastern Central Standard Time. Right now it's 5:32 p.m. We're going to go over some of the analysis we're going to do. Includes previous week's trade. We took a trade on Friday, so I want to go over that trade, show how we implemented some of the analysis into execution. Then I want to go over what's to come next week for gold, GBPJPY, and some of the cryptos, including Ethereum, Doge, Bitcoin, what to expect in the coming weeks. So let's begin. What I want to go over first is the trade I took on Friday, and because the stream was lagging on Friday, and just couldn't figure out exactly what was the issue. So over the weekend, I was able to take out some of the lag time, and now it should be good to go. So on Friday, we executed a buy on 15-minute time frame. So I want to go ahead and take a look at it quickly, just kind of go over what was the mindset behind that trade. So let's see, we have Friday. So let's jump in a smaller time frame. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump on 15 minutes just right off the bat to see where exactly did we take that trade. Let's see. This area, I think this is where it was. So let me just draw this. Let's see. Okay, so we know exactly where we were for that trade. It was this time zone right here. Okay, so when this candle was printing here, I wanted to take a look in the previous candles and what was the overall bias for the daily candle. So if we take a look at daily candle here, let's see. The previous daily candle had a bullish engulfing from the previous red candle here. So there was more of a buyer sentiment that was for the day, I would say, right? But I know it was the close of the week, so there has to be some retracement. But overall, there was more bullish volume than it was bearish. So if we take a look at 4-hour time frame, it's consolidating. There's not much going on. There's wicks going up, closing candles, and there's wicks, coming down. So it's just consolidating. If we take a look at, so at that time, I remember that it was sort of at a support point. So this was the support that was being formed. This candle was already closed at that time when I took that trade. So this candle rejecting this support and closing bullish, then 30-minute was also a strong bullish comparing to the previous candle. And you will see that when I'm explaining these trades, when I'm thinking about what to look for, I'm looking at candles and how they're printing. And how they're printing is what they're showing what's going to happen next. What is the probability of to go up or down next? So this 30-minute engulfing candle has already printed, and in order for this to print, the support had been created. And if we jump down to 15-minute, I'm already looking at taking a buy at that point when I looked at the 30-minute. So once this candle formed support, so this red candle here, let me take out this. Okay, So for example, if we're walking through a trade, right, we have this candle, this support, red candle came down from the support, we had a bounce, and we know that, okay, you know, the candlesticks, they're rejecting the area here, and they're respecting this support. Now it has formed a bearish candle. What you would want to do is, you wouldn't want to sell here, because at this point, if you sell, the range on the left hand side is only let's see, it's only what, 40 pips, and it's not a cleanest range, because there's a wick here, and then if you come down here, there's also support. So what I'm looking for, already looking at 1 hour candlestick and 30-minute, is that, okay, you know what, there is a strong rejection, so we might be able to push up. I'm looking for a candle to close upwards. Once this candle closed right after the bearish candle, it closed bullish, then I'm looking for next candle to wick down. So the next candle to print, I'm looking for the next candle to wick down, not break this low, and break above to continue moving forward. What is happening here is, in the micro lens, is that we're creating a higher high. So this candle, it broke above. This candle respected this low and created a high. This candle respected this low, created another high. So in the smaller time frame, there is higher highs that have been created. So that's how you know there is support that is being formed, and the trend is, in the smaller time frame, moving upwards. So the next candle, I remember I think the stream might be still there because it was laggy, but I placed a trade somewhere here with a stop loss right below this candle, and as it started moving up, that's when I knew, okay, you know what, this candle that I'm looking to, you know, be in the trade for, this candle has already created a low, which is this low right here. So my stop loss, I moved it to be below this candle, because there is no reason why this candle should go up and break below its previous low at that point. If it needs to go up, there is no reason it needs to break its own low. At that point, my idea of it to be bullish is invalidated. So I'm not going to be in the trade anymore. What my target is the previous candle wick high, to fill the wick. The trade moved up, I think, over 120 pips, which all good. But my target was to, you know, to make sure that I'm able to secure the previous wick fill. So that was the trade last week. Beautifully executed. I think the analysis were great, and overall it's just consolidating. So now we'll take a look at gold and what's to come next week. If we are taking a look at weekly close, we're sort of in a consolidation, right? We went up, we rejected, we went up, we rejected again. Now we're trying to go up, and we'll see, you know, what's going to happen. But it's a consolidation. On the daily time frame, let's see. On the daily time frame, what is happening is that what I showed you in the previous trade, where we moved up, we closed respecting the previous low. So you see, it's respecting the previous low. This candle, this candle, this candle, and this candle, now this candle as well. So if this is respecting the previous low, and this candle can break above the previous high, then we should be able to easily move towards 34.35. That's logically what makes sense. Now, if this candle, the current daily candle, breaks below this previous low, then we're back in this consolidation range that could be all the way down here. So then this will be sort of like a range, and this will be the low, this will be the high. So if this candle breaks below and closes below this previous daily, then we're back in this range, and there's a very much possibility for this week's for the next few candles to come all the way down to the previous to the bottom of the support here. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. If we go, let's go 4 hour time frame. Yeah, 4 hour, you see, it's very choppy. It's you know, leaving wicks. It doesn't, the price is not giving you any indication. So that's why when the price is not giving you any indication, you have to go a little bit higher time zone. So we're in the 4 hour, we go on a daily, and that's where I explained, okay, you know what, it is creating higher lows. So as long as it's respecting the previous low and breaks above, then we should be able to continue to push forward up. Let's take a look at GJ. Wow, GJ rallied up last whole week, creating a full leg up, correcting the previous move all the way, which, let's see, yeah, yeah, corrected the full move, honestly. The exact same candle that was formed like this in the red, it formed the last week. Let's see, there's not much on the daily. There's resistance. I mean, there's resistance here, right? And also, I don't like how, let me try to go back to how it was. Extend to the right. Yeah, there's a heavy resistance right here. If GJ, so in that scenario, you would have to look at once the price reaches these levels of 199.346, then how does the price reject? How does the price behave at that point? So for now, we have 4 hour where we have created, we've created a resistance here. Let's take a look. Yeah, we've created a resistance. And if you would be looking to execute a trade on GJ, you would be looking for a buy above this, and there's 50 pip range, or you would be looking for a close below this support for it to continue to push down all the way up until 50 pips. Yeah, so both sides there's about 50 pip range, but as of right now it's consolidating. Here there is not much you can do. Okay, let's take a look at Ethereum, ETH. Now we're going to take a look at what crypto is doing. One thing I want to say about crypto is once there is volume in the market, it is harder to anticipate when the price is going to reach a certain level. But what we can do here is actually draw some levels to know where is it going to reach, right? So let's take a look at weekly candle. We have about 1 hour and 15 minutes for it to close. I have been speaking about crypto and just overall Ethereum is that it has tried to push up 3 times. This is the 4th time, and with volume, the amount of volume that we've seen in the last month and a half, I think it has gone up over 40%. Wow, 100%. In the month and a half, it has gone up over 100%. So there's a higher chance of it to break a heavy resistance when there is volume, right? So with that much volume, what we did is we did a leg up, and then we created support here. Now at that point, once this kind of candle closes, it seems like, okay, you know what, this small green candle means that, okay, there is not much volume in the market and the buyers are kind of dying down. So this big red candle would be an indication of, okay, you know, sellers are coming in, so there should be a retracement. For this candle to not have any wick, this green candle, big candle, to not have any wick down, which means there was no selling pressure at all, and it to break the previous high, that means that the momentum is very, very strong still, and it could very much possibly continue to pierce the resistance at 4,000, and the next move up could lead the price to go up to 4,800, 4,900. Now, is that going to happen next week or within a couple of weeks? That is the difficult part in crypto to predict, but as I mentioned earlier, what we can do is draw levels to see and understand price based on what is happening in the current market. So as I mentioned, with volume, as long as it closes above the previous resistance of 4,000, what I'm anticipating for the crypto is, let me try to do it just here. Let's see. So the previous candle to wick down, right? With this much volume, if it wicks down, that's great. If it doesn't, then there's a very much possibility it can keep pushing up and then come down and create another leg. So what I'm looking for is it to wick down and then push up. Break above the previous candle and push up. That is what I'm anticipating for next week. If the next week's candle breaks below the previous low, that means that the idea of buys at that time are invalidated. Bitcoin, the holy grail of not coming down. See, everywhere else it's kind of there is some retracement, but Bitcoin it does not want to come down. You see, this is a daily candle for Bitcoin, which is supposed to drive all of the crypto, but no. Ethereum daily candle, we're down 1%. Doge, I think we're down 3%. So at this point, the market of crypto market is moving in segregation. So it's hard to predict based on one coin and where the market is going to go, right? So Bitcoin has a heavy resistance here. Yeah, next week, I think there should be enough volume for us to push all the way back up to 3960. Oh, sorry, 123,000. That's just in points. 123,000. I think there in next week there should be a volume. So as of right now, what crypto looks like is to be in a uptrend, even if the week's closing. And there has been green weeks all throughout last month and this month. It doesn't seem like it's gonna stop at any time soon, as long as it does not break its previous lows, like as I was mentioning earlier. So we have a big red candle here, but the next candle did not have much of a selling pressure. It did not break below the previous low, but also didn't break above the previous high. So that's why I think it can go push up, but there is no confirmation that it's going to continue to keep going up. Next week, if the candle, let's see, next week if the candle closes above, yeah, so you have this resistance here at 120,000, right? If next week, consider this a candle here, next week the candle closes above this resistance where there was a wick one time but it rejected, so then we can say, okay, now there's a possibility for us to move up a little bit and possibly create a new higher high, right? Okay, I know the video is 20 minutes long, so I hope I've provided some of the value, and we have more awareness now to go into the market next week with the analysis that we have done so far. But as always, I'll be doing live streams at 6:30 Central Standard Time. Hopefully there's no delays this week, but I'll look forward to seeing you guys all there. Yeah.